Hey guys, it's TheTwistedDominator here, and welcome back to the hardest maps I've beaten. Today we're going to be doing another list of some pretty hard maps I have done. This is going to be for June 1st maps. There's going to be one next month, so you can stay tuned for that. And let's get going, and let's start the list. You may see some maps come off the list and new ones come on. So that's what you're gonna expect from this, okay? Let's start with a little insane you probably heard. There's gonna be a lot of Enzo maps in this, so let's start with number 21, Flashbacks. This map is not too hard, except for the first two rooms and the extended vent room. Other than that, the level is kinda easy. There are a lot of Enzo maps in this list. Currently there's 7. I've only not beaten 2, so. Yeah. Here's the hardest part of the map right here. And you have that head hitter. And once you get to here, this platform is pretty much covered through the time you jump. And once you make it here, you're pretty much done the map. According that you know what you're doing after there. It's pretty much a piece of cake once you make it to this section. So you can just say you've beaten your first Enzo map if you haven't beaten another one. Pretty much victory still, so. There you have it, that's Flashbacks. Kind of a short map, honestly. It didn't take me that long. It was pretty easy, so yeah. Really easy, so you don't have to worry about failing in this one. Number 20, Annihilated Ruins. The map is back. It's got you can revamp. Nothing too much was changed. I guess you can say it was. This one, like, they made it a crazy now, but one of them, like, the easiest ones there. Only taking me 8 tries, lol. It's a really easy crazy. Like, it's easier than the last version of it. Which is, like, how it dropped 2 spots now. Because in the old list, it was hung at number 18. Now it's at number 18 because it did that. This map will just become toast in the next list because it might come off. So, hang in there. This is a really easy one. I'm gonna beat this again once it's finished because it's a WIP revamp. It might end up coming up 1 spot in the next list because of that. Who knows? And that's Annihilated Ruins for you, again. Yeah. Gearing back to Enzo maps, number 19 is Waving Facility. Probably heard of this one. Practically the easiest crazy map by Enzo. Although I did beat a bunch of them before. Quality sucks and shit. Rip. Like, it's pretty easy. Like, the first section you have to go pretty fast, and that's a problem. But if you're not used to that, you're not gonna make it to the final room. You've got this swimming section over here, which is pretty hard to do solo. Okay. And you make it here. The map just gets kind of easy. There's basically a lot of waiting. I'm not really a fan of that. But you have to do a lot of waiting in this section. Pretty easy jumps. Pretty much what Richard both said. You got some pretty hard sticks. And you finish. Yes, there is more parkour, but you're guaranteed to finish the map. So don't even worry about dying. Because you're done. Dystopian world? Oh, I wonder where that goes. We got the sequel of Flashbacks right here because number 18 is after Flashbacks. Enzo said this was way harder than Flashbacks, but I wouldn't say way harder. I would just say harder. Like, Flashbacks was literally broken, was literally just FE1 rooms, but just broken. This is the FE2 training. FE1 training. Which, yeah. And you also got the hard room 3 damage structures, which is the hardest room in FE1. Hardest hard room. This extreme is harder. Nyuk. You just gotta move fast because the lava is gonna raise later. And this is the hardest part because you have to jump on those tiny sticks. And the lava starts to rise. And here's where it might start to get tricky. It's not the hardest part of the map, but I would say the second hardest. The hardest, obviously, would be those 2 really tiny platforms, which you can get butterfeet a lot. Well, you better run because lava's rising. And don't stop on that platform because it will make you fall. Don't even bother trying to do shortcuts. The next map is Between Time, but I have not completed it, so it's not on this list. We're just going along with Enzo maps right now. Number 17, Time Machine. It's gotten a revamp recently, and the original map, of course, couldn't make it to the list. But this version got it like way harder, because the jump at that FE1 hard little room thing got like moved like harder, like 3 studs. So yeah, watch out for that, I'm guessing. Whoopoo. Like, it just gets really hard from here. Like, the first half of the map is pretty hard. The second half of the map isn't as brutal, but it is still pretty precarious, so you better watch your step. You can try and take some shortcuts because some parts have been buffed, especially this part coming up. Because now in multiplayer there was an issue with people pressing the button too early and people had to be waiting. So Enzo made it so it basically wait like 3 seconds so lets the players behind catch up. And that part I didn't know the button was there, but why, Enzo? This part is just the same. It's the old thing. You better use a shortcut where you can just jump onto the second platform. Saves you about a second. You cannot stop at these 4 little rooms, or else you will die. At this point, you've pretty much beaten the map. As long as you have the time to spare. Because on my video, I almost died right at the end because I was moving over. And he added a little room that connects to Digitalization. Finally, I wanted a proper connection, but there wasn't really one, so why not add one now? Finally, we're out of the Enzo map. realm, so we're going into Crazy Blox's map mix, number 16, Desolate Space. Honestly, this map looks like a great concept. It's one of the more major map mixes, like Until Now, which is also on the list, we'll see that later. And Suni Tomb's map mix, which is like a really hard one. Listen. Can you say that? Worth? And now this part, I don't think there's a way to jump over that thing, so good luck taking that extreme shortcut. But you gotta move fast, because our first map enemy is Dark Side Facility, which really makes my recorder lag. I'm gonna start using OBS a lot more, so stay tuned for that. I might introduce his Ash's voice, like the guy who helped me out with Overdrive and a bunch of other maps. I'm guessing I would do that, use him on Discord, and then do that. So there. Problem solved. Ash, you're just gonna be featured on more videos that way. Just text me your Discord in the comment and you can get that solved. Hardest part of the map coming up. We got Dark Side Forest back there. Our next map is Abandoned Facility. And for some reason the map is slanted. Don't be like me or Puppy who like missed the air tank. It happened to me a couple times. And did I tell you you have to move fast? And you're pretty much at the end of the map. It was kind of hard for me though. The fact that you have to go through each map fast before it rises. It's still a cool concept, like going through Crazy Blox's maps. It's pretty good. And we got another map that I wasn't so crazy about. Another map that has dropped spots since the last list. Number 15, Radaken, 273 Meltdown. This is the new version of the map that came out a while back, which is not really popular. Like, yeah, we've got this ladder fixed because you would usually have a head hitter moment. I won't like that. I remember when this was really hard for me to do back then. For some reason, it was really easy for me once I came back to it, so that's how it dropped. About how many spots did it drop? Spots. I'm pretty sure it's 2. I'll check again once the map ends. Pretty basic stuff. It only took me about 5 minutes to rebeat the map. And it was pretty easy, so it dropped 2 spots. That far jump in this one seems to be the only part that actually got buffed. I wouldn't say the end room though. But since my skill has gotten higher, it didn't seem as hard for me as it was back then, because I thought it was going to be really hard. And that was the same day I beat Overdrive revamp, so I kinda got annoyed of the song. But this map is still a good favor, and you've pretty much reached the end. I don't think you can die at these last 2 rooms, unless you were just too slow. You finished. Pretty easy for some people who've done harder maps. Okay, that was number 15, so it did drop 2 spots. Here we are, the second map mixing the list, number 14 until now. One thing about this map, it's rigged, and I really do mean rigged. Because there are some specific rooms in the map which have really hard jump like this one. You must time your jump correctly to get into the wall jump, and then jump onto the ladder, and this jump too, because you can barely ever make that jump. And that stupid sideways ladder got me so many times. You can't lose a second in this map, or else you're dead in the last room. And that final ladder jump is actually pretty hard, don't get me wrong. I'm not lying when I say that the last room is probably the hardest part. And the fact is, the lava rises extremely fast in the last room that you might not get to the last ladder and then go to safety. But yeah. And the fact is, you have to wait for some of the platforms. But I don't think that was pretty efficient, Purple Guy. I really think you should have just went with like making the platform clear immediately because you might have not enough time to do it. And you just beat a really rigged map. Having a bad time, Purple Guy? You depressed? Hardy ha ha. Number 13, Jungle Inferno. I probably know what you're thinking. What happened to Blue Moon? Well, I saw Derpy's video on him playing crazy maps with crazy blocks. He played Blue Moon and saw, hey, this might be a great debut for Crazy. So, as if it was being featured for a future map, I've decided to kick it off the list. The only other map that I would see really having a high chance of getting into the game is Admitted Temple, which I think Crazy Blocks is still trying to fix that map, so we may not see that map for a while. I think I could see this map getting into the game because it doesn't have to have too much detail or make the players lag. Like, no moving objects allowed, but people have done that. So, like, maps like Core, Overheat, Dystopia, like, they're not getting into the game because of their sort of laser thing. Their anticipation for lasers, like, it's not getting into the game because of that. Sad that Overdrive never got in either, because I thought it would be a great fit. Well, that's it for this map. You can get a very lucky victory. Next map. Hard. We got two really red maps in this map. Number 12, Volcano. Wait, did I use this clip in the last list? I don't even know. And if you can tell me if I did, you can just do that in the comments. Or if I find it first, I'll comment it first. Hardy har har. And this map has gotten pretty easy because I rebeat it for the beating maps that are really red video. But there's another one that just came above this spot. Because this map took at number 7 on the last list. And Jungle Inferno got dropped, as well as this one. Because there were many maps in the top 10 that got added in the making of May 1st to June 1st. The next map is the latest one, because I actually decided to delay the project because I was so determined to beat it. You'll see it's the next spot on this list. Going down into the volcano. Just don't touch the lava, because it's going to erupt in a few seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eruption! Evacuate quickly! Now you just got a whole jumping rushing. That's a pretty far jump, killed me so many times. And you just gotta get out of the volcano and with the eruption in progress before you end up dying. And you've pretty much made it to the end. And you're done. It's kind of easy once you get the hang of it. It's just really the second half that's hard, not really the first. Yeah. I know you got this, people. I know you can do this. Number 11, Factory Ruins. I beat this map just yesterday. And, like, I decided I'd delay the project if I couldn't beat this. Because I really wanted to put it on the list because I couldn't wait till November to do that. So I decided, why not just do it now? So I'm telling you now, this is where I put it. I put it for especially its 2 rig jump. The first jump in the Beneath the Ruins-esque section, which is this part right here. And then a ladder coming later in this map. You'll see it. It's not this one, and I did not do it like Galaxy Collapse, which is unfortunately not on this list, because you would have seen a video on it. So, it's always video proof that you know I beat the map. Did I do a Galaxy Collapse? No. Here's the other rig jump. Because this ladder is so stupid, you must be extremely centered, or else you're going into that lava. Good thing I didn't fail there. As long as you make it here, you've beaten the map. As long as you have time to spare. Because that happened to me, like the last second I died. Because, stop wasting my time, thank you. Okay. Top 10! We're almost there, guys. No breaks. Number 10, Future Ruins. My god, was this map hard? Yes, it was. Especially some of the jumps are like, it's really like Factory Ruins with just a bunch of rigged jumps in the map. Yes. As you see, this map is like this is a very old clip, about 10 months ago. It has the last room though, so that's the thing. Here is one of the 2 jumps that are rigged. Like, it is really rigged. There's another jump coming up in the map that's rigged. Oh shoot, I forgot. This is not the right version of the map. Crap. I chose the wrong one, but who cares? If you've played this map a lot, you can probably guess which jump that is. It's the one for the formerly for the 7th button as of now. You have to jump onto a little small nook and then onto the platform on top, which is really hard to get on. If you get on, you're not gonna go up, so yeah. Next map, number 9, Electrical Malfunction. Another factory map? Oh my goodness. And yeah, it is another factory map. There are some really annoying jumps in this one, so that's why I considered it harder than factory. It's the stupid freaking first half of this map that really makes me angry. And then the stupid lava will dry so fast. Tell you this, that ladder killed me so many times because of how much it fits on the wall, which is not very much. Hardest part of the map coming up. No time to look at the core, we gotta run. Here, the hardest part of the map, some mini-ish tower section. I'm glad that jump was actually nerfed. Really far jump. Lava starts to rise, so you gotta get the door open. Grab the button. Oh, he tried no air tank in this. I don't know about that, chief. Got no scope, motherfucker. Now, you made it here. It is kind of hard, but not really. And you finished the map, practically. Pretty easy. Done. Take that. What's happening? Rip map. You recognize this one? Yep. Number 8, Chrominus Lab. Is this the same film where you actually... That was your Q. Your A is yes. Same clip. At least I didn't make the same mistake last time about using an outdated one. The map got to hard insane on my difficulty ratings. It was extremely easy insane, medium insane, hard insane, and extremely hard insane. This one's on the hard insane one, however, so... Tell me that I'm not lagging now. Recording's lagging a bit. Don't screw up like you did, because you need to have time to make it up to the final room. Because you don't have time in this section either, because if you're too slow, you will lose all your air. There's a really hard shortcut. That is really hard to do, but it can save you a lot of time. And you don't have to risk falling into that lava abyss down there. This is kind of similar to the shutdown last room. Also, Overheat's last room is pretty similar as well. You just beat a classic map that's kind of difficult too. Not difficult, not difficulty. Oh yeah, whatever. What did I say about there are so many factory maps in this map list? Number 7, Malfunctioned Electro-Factory. Memes are coming, yeah. It uses the stupid outdated music. Freaking dumb. But why do I care? I don't have time for this. I don't understand why some of these maps are so, hard. It was a shortcut that I have found. I'll do that tomorrow. Just give me some time. The red room is pretty easy, so is the green room. Yellow room is pretty difficult. I would say the blue room is the hardest out of them all, because there are some really tiny jumps in that. Which would really anger me. And that's how it got all the way to number 7. But we still have 6 maps that are harder than this. So you can see some of the toughest of the tough maps that I've been doing. And will our king, Discontinued Construction, remain at first? Or will something overtake it? Well, we'll see. Hardest part of the map right here. There are some shortcuts in this part, but they're really risky. And I wouldn't do those because if you fall down, the walls will fall, so you can't get back up the wall jump. Make it this far though, you pretty much beaten the map if you have the time to spare, like I said in the factory room. And you're done. And you can just watch the lava shoot up as you celebrate a great victory. Getting knocked out of the top 5 sadly, number 6, the core. I really like this map. It has a fit for FE2, but the fact about the whole multiplayer lag thing, yeah, it was denied by Crazy Blocks because of that. Pretty sad, am I right? You just see your favorite map not get added to Floodscape 2. Chip to the dust, man. That really sucks. Why would you want to see your favorite map go to waste? People have been putting hours and hours into making a map just for them to be chilling in map tests for a really long while. Well, I can say this map was hard. Last list, it was on the top 5. But sadly, we have a new contestant coming in at 2nd. that knocked it out of the top 5. But who takes the cake in the crazy first place? I don't know which one takes it. It could be Digitalization. It could be Discontinued. Maybe even Overdrive Crazy. I bumped it up. Well, you're gonna have to wait to see. You probably know the order already. You may know some of the maps in order from the last list. What? Yeah. Pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So, yeah. You don't even know what's gonna happen. On the verge of this getting knocked out of the top 5. Number 5, Annihilated Academy. Still rolling in the top 5. You've got this. So if you hate school and you want to bird it up, this is what it's gonna look like. Except without the swimming pool area, because most schools don't have swimming pools, so I wouldn't have that area included, but maybe you're lucky and you have a school with a swimming pool, which is actually part of the education. I don't know about you, but if you have one of those, you can just tell me in the comments. Well, you can just say that there are a lot of shortcuts in this map, but I wouldn't risk it. Because if you fail a shortcut, you can die from it. So you can skip that water? Heck, same worked for me in Factory Ruins, but yeah. You just got yourself a breather, but it's time to pick up the pace again because you got the second tower. The first one, obviously, the basketball court. Looks like the music is behind. There, this one. And yes, you've got that stupid turnaround. But I like the shortcut which you can skip the first one from the basketball court if you didn't see, because this guy takes too much shortcuts. These are the hardest jumps in the map. I failed here so many times. This button is probably the hardest one of the buttons. And you should barely be able to make it in a solo run. So yeah. That's your run for Annihilated Academy, people. Hi. It took me so long to find this. Number 4, Overdrive. This map happened again. Oh. I didn't have to say crazy version because old Overdrive wasn't even in here, so I don't have to say crazy version. Well, you didn't even say that twice. So, but don't even bother with that. I'm just saying this map was so hard. Like, if Annihilated Academy gets knocked out in the next list, this map could also get knocked out. There are so many shortcuts that can help you with the solo run on this, because it's pretty hard to do on a solo run with this map. This part isn't really that hard. You just have to cut a lot of corners provided in order to make it out before the lava shoots up. This new room has been added as the last one has been removed for some odd purpose. But we still good. 3 more maps left, you'll see what's in the top 3. You can probably guess them, but I wouldn't guarantee it. Like, you can tell me, pause the video right now, and tell me in the comments. Don't skip, just guess. Let's go to the top 3 and find out. Number 3, Digitalization. Oh, did I give you a clue that this map got bumped down? Haha, you just got screwed. Because you've probably seen the core, Annihilated Academy, Overdrive. Got all knocked down one spot, so you're wondering, what map could slip in number 2? You can probably guess it right now. But I'm not going to tell you. You've got 2 options. Whatever, I don't got time right now. But this map got dropped because of one reason. Another Enzo map overtook. I'm not going to tell you which one did the dirt. I won't do myself on this crap again. I've had enough of this map. Well, this list should be shorter than the last one because I'm not doing breaks. I just found all of them at one time. Ministries. Memorization required. Viewer discretion is advised. Little joke. You finish now. Died the last 2 jumps, well, your loss, not mine. Yoink, yoink, yoink. And you're finished. Kinda easy once you get the hang of it, you know what I'm saying? Well, now you know what came in the 2nd place. Number 2, Dystopia. That's loud. What other map would have slipped into the 2nd place spot, other than this one? Like, this was the 2nd newest map to catch on the list, other than the first being Factory Ruins, obviously, like I said. Like, this map almost never made the June list. It was completed on the 30th, I'm thinking. I did it. Okay. And did I say that this map was hard? Yes, it was. Especially the tower section and the laser cam room. You got screwed. Party hard. The other one using punishment is just like, whoa, what is this? Not that I'm actually making punishment, it's just, I don't know how you can screw up so many times in one run, and you can still say that you survived. Very odd, my man. Come on. 2nd hardest part of the map coming up, right? Just about now. Here we go. Woo! Whoa. You might have to jump on some of the platforms a few times. As long as you have a strategy to pass this laser cam, it shouldn't be that difficult. You need strategy to beat that part. That's what I'm talking about. I learned one from Ash, thank you. And you should have this map done, because it's a breeze to the finish. Look at that, you just beat probably your hardest Enzo map if you can't do the screen time or digitalize, but there. That's it. And our old king remains number 1, Discontinued Construction. Our old king is still in 1st place. Discontinued Construction still manages to take 1st place. After last month's list, it was like, get in here 1st place. It still takes the lead. Don't know how. 2nd place. Okay, this ladder is rigged. But, man, this map was really astonishingly hard. Like, don't get me wrong, it was difficult. Good luck doing this on a solo run because you've barely got any time to stop. You can't waste a single second on this map. Cut every corner there is. In this diving section, gotta know where you're supposed to go. This jump can be a nightmare if you don't jump late enough. And then, everything else. Like, dang man, who made this? I know it was you, Kukai, but... Rigged? Add an insane map, plus Kukai, you're gonna get this. This might be the first Kukai map you beat. There might be Fastly Flood or Portals. As long as Kukai's name's in the creator list, call it Kukai map. And make it here, and you've got the time to spare, you're done the map. There it is, guys. Our second top 21 hardest maps I've completed list. Done. And that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. Stay tuned for the next list on not November, but July 1st. Maybe a couple days later, but this is it. So, TheTwistedDominator, peace out, goodbye. Keep on dominating.